Liz here with Simon Says Farms, and today we're going to go over the top 10 signs your goat might be ready to have a baby. Here you go, sweet girl. Oh, it's young. Yeah, she's like, this is my good side, but I'm too far away from the camera, Greta, and now you're back here. That's my hood. This is why we can't work with animals. Are you sure you don't want to come back up here? I have another peppermint. She doesn't work for free. So as I'm going through this list, just want to do a quick mention. Your goat isn't going to have all of these signs all wrapped up in a pretty little package that tells you, hey mom, I'm getting ready to have some babies. She might have 1 or 2 or 5 or 6 or all of them or really none of them, and she just goes, I'm having a baby today. These are the telltale signs that can really give away that impending birth is right around the corner. So this is Greta, and she's our almost 3-year-old La Mancha. And she's due, well, she was due 2 days ago. She's sitting at 152 days pregnant right now. We're going to use some of the signs she's gonna be our model goat. I don't know what else to say. So sign number 1 that your goat is ready to have a baby, some very early signs is that she'll start pawing at her bedding. And this pawing is an unknown reason. I don't know why they do it actually, but it's just one of those indicators that she's kind of fluffing her bed and pawing at the ground. Pawing at the ground can usually be a sign of playfulness or aggression, dominance towards another goat, but when a goat is getting close to the end of her pregnancy, pawing at the ground is something that she instinctively does to get her pen ready for a baby. Speaking of that, sign number 2 is actually yawning. So researchers actually don't know why a goat starts yawning right before they're gonna have a baby. Some might say that the goat is pulling in more oxygen to their bodies or flushing this all out. I have no idea, but it's one of the things that a lot of does will do right before having a baby. So sign number 3 is actually when the babies start dropping, and you can see that they're dropping by her hip bones, her spine, and even her side rib bones here all start to become pronounced, and this hollow space right here is all because these babies are dropping due to their sheer size. You've gotta...
Okay, try again.
The 4th sign is when she noses the ground and is making a nest. So this is different from her just eating off of the ground. She'll actually nose the hay and make a flatter spot for her to lay in. It goes along with pawing, and between those 2 signs, you know that that's true nesting. Sign number 5 is her udder will actually start filling with baby's first sip of milk, which is called colostrum. This actually can start weeks, if not months, prior to your goat going into really early labor. However, she typically won't really fill up to the point where her udder becomes tight and quite large until really close to her delivery date, if not hours before her delivery. She really wants that peppermint.
Take the camera so you can get a shot of the udder. It's still recording, just let it.
Sign number 6 is an overall change in behavior. So one of the things we preach a lot about is knowing your goat and being able to tell when their behavior changes, even in the slightest bit. They can really give you a lot of clues based on how they're changing day to day. So for Greta, for example, her head is in the hay all the time. If she were to stop eating and start resting more, I would know around her due date, I would know that that's a big enough change that I might want to keep a much closer eye on her. She's normally a really actively vocal goat as well. And so when her vocals might change, whether that's her talking more, her talking less, the kind of tone inflection she's using, she talks a lot to get your attention. Whereas, for example, this morning, she was more talking like to her baby. And that's something that they'll actually do, is they'll take their head and put it on towards the right side of their tummy and start doing this really soft, closed mouth mew almost to their babies. Like, hey, I want you to line up and start getting ready to get out. Greta. Sign number 7 her vulva will actually elongate and get swollen the closer she gets to the end of her pregnancy. So let's take a look at what that might look like. So remember, Greta is 2 days past her due date, and you can see just how poochy and elongated the opening of her vulva actually is. All of that is hormones to help that baby have the largest area possible to come out of.
Oh, poofy on my lens.
Number 8 is licking and the phlegm response. Now, licking is her natural response to getting ready to lick off her baby. And the phlegm response is she's really smelling the air. She's taking all of this in. She might even be smelling for her baby because they don't always know really what's happening. And these are just natural responses that a goat will have. Number 9 is kind of a no-brainer, but it's your goat's overall discomfort level. So as her belly grows and as she's really nearing the end of this pregnancy, she's going to have a harder time getting down and back up again. She might get down and you'll notice that she tries to adjust and allow more room for the babies to fit while she's laying down. She might have a difficult time standing up, and you can just tell there's an overall discomfort. She just can't rest peacefully at this point. The final sign that your goat is really ready to have a baby are these ligaments right here. These ligaments run from her spine down to her pin bones. They actually hold her spine down flat towards her back, but hormones and some light contractions actually loosen these ligaments, and at the very end of her pregnancy, those ligaments go from feeling like pencil rods or very tight cords to loosened or gone. And once that happens, your goat is ready to have a baby within 12 to 24 hours. So that wraps up the top 10 signs we see on our farm that tell labor's impending. Your goat might have 1 or 2 of these signs. They might have a whole handful of them. They might have all of them. Every goat is different from year to year as well. So what she did last year, she might not do this year. But these are our signs that we really start keeping a close eye on our girls once they start exhibiting them. And they're all in preparation to get ready for the big push. We hope this helped you. We hope you liked our content. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up and hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all things Simon Says Farms. We will see you next time. What am I supposed to say now? Right here. Now shut up! Oh, what am I saying? So if you like this video, please, So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions.
You're not helping.
Why do I mess up on my very first word?